Now it's time to get the inside scoop on all the electricity going on in Mississippi Thunder Speedway. It's time for Thunder Talk with Dan Bailey, brought to you by Jailhouse Saloon. Now, here's your host, Dan Bailey.
Hey, race fans, welcome back to another edition of Thunder Talk. I'm Dan Bailey. Can't believe that we finally get to see some green flag activity at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. This week, it is the 11th Annual Rivercity Rumble, and slightly different format than years past. This is a 2-day extravaganza. Well, you know, I was kind of joking about it last week. 3 days if you want to take into account Wednesday night's practice session, but real, honest-to-goodness, on-track green flag action. 2 nights of activity, both Thursday and Friday night, and I got to tell you, folks, it is going to be a blowout. We've got activity not only from our River City Manufacturing USRA Modifieds and the Black Horse Bar and Grill USRA B Mods and the Jailhouse Saloon USRA Hobby Stocks, but also it's wonderful to welcome back to the area the WISSOTA Challenge Series late models. I know these guys are going to put on a whale of a show both Thursday and Friday night, so I hope that you race fans will come join us. I tell you what, even if you're not a race fan, come on over and give it a try. If you've never been to a track or you've never been to Mississippi Thunder Speedway specifically, give it a shot. Nothing to lose, and I guarantee you, you're definitely going to be going home at the end of the night thinking, wow, that was something pretty wild and amazing. We're probably going to end up sending you home with some prizes. We've got like 5 40-inch flat-screen TVs that we're going to be giving away. Fireworks both nights, Thursday and Friday night. Huge fireworks display scheduled for Friday night. Going to have a band in the house on Thursday night after the activity is done. Chat with the drivers, dance to the music, and just have a great time. It's the 11th Annual River City Rumble. And I got to tell you, I'm quite honored to tell you who's joining me this week on Thunder Talk. A gentleman whose name is known, I'm not exaggerating here, coast to coast, north border to south border in the world of late model racing. He's kind of put the upper Midwest on the map. I'm very honored to welcome Jimmy Mars to Thunder Talk this week.
Thank you. Yeah, first time with us, so it'll be enjoyable.
Hey, got to be honest, I was kind of brushing up on my Jimmy Mars information. I was looking at your website, and it's like a Guinness Book of World's Record. I don't even know where to begin with you. The number of wins that you've got, the success that you've enjoyed. I suppose where I really want to start is you being honored by being nominated into the 2018 National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame as an inductee. Tell me what that meant to you last year to become an inductee in the Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame.
Well, I mean, it was definitely an honor to be recognized as a driver that, has had some success, nationwide, I guess, and on the home front, and, to be in the Hall of Fame with some of the national stars that I guess I'm side by side with in the Hall of Fame. I think that's a pretty cool deal. So it was definitely an honor to do that. It's pretty cool to get recognized for sure.
Does that feel like this career has reached its pinnacle? Are you like, yes, this really puts a cherry on top of all the hard work that I've done through the years?
Well, I've never really thought about it like that. I mean, I just kind of went race to race. I mean, I feel like I'm more of a weekend warrior that, has won some big races more than thinking I've ever been a professional race car driver, even though I guess that's all I've ever did. But, it's just been, I wouldn't say the top of it, pinnacle, however you want to say it. It's just been pretty cool to get recognized with it. I planned on I started racing when I was 13, and basically I set a time that when I was 50 years old to retire from behind the seat full time. So I guess the whole thing's it's pretty cool how it's all happened. It's been we're still competitive. It's not like I'm just completely at the end of my career. I still been competitive everywhere we go. So that's pretty exciting. But still at the same time, there's a start and a stop to everything. So we'll just see how it goes here.
I don't want to get really deep into your personal information, but you mentioned 50 years old, and I know simply by looking at your website that age is maybe getting a little closer. Are you still feeling like that's a hard and fast rule for you? When you get to that 5-0, you're hanging up the helmet?
Well, I don't know. I might put somebody else in the late model ride and get myself a street stock or something like that, but I don't know. We'll just see how it all goes. We've still been, ultra competitive basically anywhere we run in the country. But at the same time, behind the seat isn't the whole thing. It's just the grind of probably going up and down the road that I didn't care for. But, I might still be where I'm racing more and more, just closer to home. So we'll just see how it all goes. I just focus on trying to win this weekend's races.
As I look through your accomplishments, you're one of those drivers who has tasted success in just about every type of series with your late model that you've competed in. I mean, it's almost like a who's who of sanctioning bodies when I run through the list here. UMP victories and World of Outlaws victories and Dirt King victories. And when you take a look at that end of your career, has that been a very satisfying part of being a, quote-unquote full-time late model racer? That you've been able to jump into these big series, not taking anything away from the local action, but that you've been able to jump into these nationally known series and really enjoy some success?
Yeah, I mean, every one of them are very competitive series, and to just kind of run where it makes sense for us to race. It's fun to just jump in and each one of them series and different drivers and be able to run as competitive as we do and have some chances of getting some wins at the same time. So it's been pretty cool. As
one of the drivers who we get to see on the local level regularly, and then we also get to see on the national level, out of that who's who list of people that you've raced against, who's one guy or gal or driver, I should say, that you just really enjoy racing with or racing against? Doesn't matter if you guys are best of friends or not, but when you know that other driver shows up, you're probably going to have a good time.
Man, I don't know. There's so many, good competitive racers. I mean, we have our local guys that, whether it's your Pat Doors, Lance Matthews, John Cannas, AJ Demels, around home to out on the road where, you step your A game up and you gotta be on target to race with Brandon Shepard, to Josh Richards, Scott Bloomquist, Billy Moyer, Davenport. I mean, there's so many of them that I guess anybody you can race hard with, and they respect who you are, and I respect who they are, and race the heck out of each other. That's the fun part. You got some guys out there that don't have respect for their equipment or who they're racing against, and that's a simple way to win a race is to not have that. So any of them guys that you can definitely have respect for on that, or they respect you, it's enjoyable for sure. So whether it's local or racing the touring series, it's all fun.
Both you and I have brought that up now, the similarities or differences between these touring series events, these national events, and then racing at the local level. For you as a driver, do you have a different feeling when you're racing a local event, a weekly Saturday night, or on a national level? Do you feel like you have to think differently? Do you have to be a different driver? Are you able to relax maybe a little bit more, one end or the other? Is there really a difference, or is it all the same? You strap in and you give it what you got?
Well, yeah, I guess when there's more money on the line, you're a little bit more, you're focused more on just trying to win higher paid purses. But at the same time, I mean, your effort level, you try to be on your A game all the time, I guess. But I enjoy racing around home just because, I grew up racing with, Lance Matthews, John Cannas, Pat Doors, all them guys, and they're all buddies of mine. And it's just, I got a lot of respect for them and good time racing with them. So, it'll be fun again this weekend for sure.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I tried to do it, and I failed miserably. I was looking through your career accomplishments. Are you able to throw a number out there for the race fans? Do you have an idea of the number of late model feature wins that you've accumulated through this career of yours?
I have no idea. I probably should have been somebody to add them up, and I guess I got busy just trying to win the next one. So instead of worrying about what was the ones in the past. I mean, we got a lot of major ones that we won, and I like collecting the checks for sure. But I'm not real good at the stats part. I'm just pretty much as soon as we win one, I'm focused on the next one. So I gotta probably someday add it up, but that's kind of how I go about it, I guess. Heck, I don't know what I got. I got a few, I guess.
When I talk with an individual like yourself who's been at it for a while, I like to ask this question. I usually end up getting about the same answer, but I'm gonna point it your direction anyways. Comparing that late model that you're gonna strap yourself into this Thursday and Friday night at Mississippi Thunder Speedway against, what you got started in back when you were 13 years old when you first got started in racing, or the first time you got into a late model. Are you a happy racer when you think about the way that the sport has changed changed and the way specifically late model racing has changed? Do you feel it is where it needs to be? Do you like where it is, or do you wish there were some changes?
Well, I mean, for the most part, I'm happy with all of the racing that's going on. You know, you'll hear expense things, so on and so forth, and I mean, you don't want to say it, but I mean, if you look at everything, heck, it gets expensive. I mean, I wish that some of the sanctioning bodies would just make all their rules closer to being the same, so that we didn't have it didn't cost so much to go from series to series. And I think sometimes these sanctioning bodies get so worried about saving money that they forget that they're costing the racers more money by making them make changes from series to series instead of just being able to show up and race. And that's probably the most disheartening thing about it. But the actual racing, I think, is really good right now. I think the tracks, as far as I'm concerned, the tracks that we have in our area, I feel like we're very blessed. I mean, Mississippi Thunder is probably one of the nicest facilities that I've been to in the country. So I'm very blessed with all the racetracks that we have to race in this area. And I guess, quite frankly, I'd say that we're a little bit on the spoiled side. So I'm pretty happy with what everything's going on. I mean, there's I guess one thing that's a little bit tough is, you know, right now we have a lot of, younger folks have a lot of choices, things that they can do and go see right now. And you definitely see the passionate people and at the racetrack, and that's pretty exciting for all of them to be there. So overall, I'm pretty happy with what I see going on.
So an illustrious career like yours, as you mentioned, sooner or later it kind of has to wind down, but those folks who are Mars racing fans already know that there's a future. Your son Sam is behind the wheel now. Do you feel like that's the future? You get to be the gloating dad sitting on the hauler or in the turn and watching Sam try to rack up some wins just like you have?
Well, I'm definitely, proud and probably get more emotional than anybody about all he does. I think he's doing a pretty good job at it. But, just right now I'm watching him pitch in a baseball game, and he's doing a heck of a job at that. So I guess we just kind of let him do a little racing, a little pitching, a little football, a little bit of everything, and just kind of see where things end up with him. But he's definitely enjoying himself in the racing stuff and definitely learning and improving. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. I mean, I'm not going to push him to feel like he's got to the torch, carry that on now or whatever. It's just I just want him to enjoy himself and be focused and see how good he can end up doing on his own. So that'll be fun.
I want to let you get back to watch the rest of the ball game there, but I do want to give you an opportunity also to run through a list of thanks, sponsor-wise, folks who are helping you out for the 2019 season.
I mean, we definitely have quite a few people that are supporting our racing. One of the first and foremost is still Dappy Enterprises, the whole Dappy family. Dave, he passed away. He was one of my best friends and just a major supporter of ours. That was definitely been a tough season on us so far, but the whole Dappy Enterprise family, Kai Chevy Town, Mid-States Hydraulics, Army Contractors, Quality Freight, T.L. Sims Plummet, Vic Hill Racing, Tim Lugleson, Tim's Automotive. There's so many that help us out. So I'm sure I forgot somebody, but we've definitely, I don't mean to, we have a bunch on our car and, behind the scenes and on our cars. And if you look on our website, we have a lot of, recognize as many people as we can to help us. So I appreciate every one of them.
I guess I have one more question for you. Just one more question. And this takes me back to when I was a youngster, when I was just a little kid, just a little race fan down in the Eastern Iowa dirt tracks. After the races were done, it was a regular pilgrimage for me and kids my age to take our programs or our point sheets into the pits and try and get as many driver autographs as we could. Do you still see the race fans coming down to the hauler and asking you questions and commenting on the race and shaking your hand and asking for autograph?
Yeah, I mean, it just depending on obviously what time the programs get over with, but we go to a lot of tracks where the kids are, it's not too late and the kids are still out and about, coming over and getting autographs and signing flags, and that's pretty cool. That's about the same with me when I was younger. I was, at everybody's pits getting autographs and whatever I could. So it's pretty cool to see that happen, and then it's a good time, and it's a good family deal, and you can see it definitely happen from generation to generation. It's been an enjoyable ride for me. We just keep plugging away, and we'll keep supporting the racing as long as we can.
Jimmy Mars, driver the number 28 late model, going to be competing this week at the 11th Annual Rivercity Rumble. Best of luck this week. Of course, best of luck through the remainder of the 2019 season. But thank you very much for joining us this week on Thunder Talk.
Definitely, I'm excited about this weekend at Mississippi Thunder, and I hope to see a lot of the fans out, and I think it'll be a good success for everybody involved.
So, folks, don't forget, Thursday and Friday night, the 11th Annual Rivercity Rumble at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Fireworks both nights after the races, Thursday and Friday. A band Thursday night after the races. First green flag, 7 o'clock, immediately following the opening ceremonies with action from Rivercity Manufacturing USRA Modifieds, USRA B-Mods, USRA Hobby Stocks, and, of course, represented by Jimmy himself and the rest of the crew, the WISSOTA Challenge Series late models. Hope to see you at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. For those of you listening on the radio, don't forget, you can listen to the entire unedited discussion that Jimmy and I had at the Mississippi Thunder Speedway YouTube channel to hear the entire interview.
Come on down to the Jailhouse Saloon. Yeah, come on down to the Jailhouse Saloon.
The Jailhouse Saloon is where everyone wants to do time. Come on in and nab up some of the best homemade pizza around. The Jailhouse has happy hour weekdays from 2 until 6, free pool on Mondays, and lunch every day at a great price.
Jailhouse Saloon, where everyone wants to do time.